store up treasures for yourselves. In other words, you are not storing up the treasure for God. You are storing it up for yourself. You are not storing it up for the angels. So it's like God is saying, just like CBN has told Nigerians abroad that they can now open accounts in Nigeria easily, the Bible is telling us that you and I can actually open personal accounts in heaven. So that when eventually you get there, you will meet your money. The money you deposited, you will meet it. So it's either, God is saying something that is not true, or we need to sit back and try to understand what he's saying. Whatever you invest in heaven, you're going to enjoy forever. People say that you can't take anything with you to heaven. It's true. They are right. In other words, have you ever seen anybody that died? Pastor Ochi just came back and I want to bury his father. Did they put a truck carrying his father's property? No. Elizabeth died a few years ago. The very last thing. And the Reverend Father said, we now commit Sister Mary. They removed all her paraphernalia of office. And she went back, she came as Mary. And then for a long time, she was the Queen of England, very powerful woman. When all was said and done, she went back as what? Sister Mary. So definitely what God is talking about here is not saying that you can store up your shoe or your dress or your car or your house in heaven. All right? There must be another way in which we can store up treasure in heaven. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 17 and 18. Can I have it, please? 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 17 and 18. Verse 18. Tell them to use their money to do good. They should be rich in good works and generous to those in need. Always new. So if you have gone to dig money inside the ground, sorry. The Egyptian mummies, they are opening those tombs this many years after. And they are still saying, they say, this one is a Pharaoh. Let us send him away with gold. The gold is still there. Pharaoh has gone. In fact, Pharaoh has disappeared, but the gold is still there. All right? He said, let those who are rich in this world. And I want to say that everybody who is a member of this church, I hope you know you are rich. Because you are in a better position than a very high percentage of Nigerians. Some of you have no idea what poverty looks like. What you are calling poverty, there are people in this country, that is their dream. Some years ago, I had cause to go to another part of Nigeria. Let me not be stereotypical. Another part of Nigeria to do some work. And in that place where I went, 5,000 naira is like 5 million naira. It was an NGO, so they were doing support. Some of those women, 5,000 naira to buy and sell was what they needed to transform their lives. 5,000 naira. The kind of money the average person in Lagos will spend in one day on transport. Do you know that? There's hardly any booker now that you want to eat a good meal that you will not spend 2,000-3,000. So when they say the rich, don't tell yourself, I'm not part of them. Based on the statistics of Nigeria, you are part of the rich. He says, so tell those who are rich not to be proud, not to trust in their money, which will be gone soon. Tell them to use their money to do